Hey there guys, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we'll be reacting to SCP-990, the Dream Man. Yeah. You know, I actually wanted to record another part with the Henry Stickmin collection, mainly because for some reason I keep forgetting. Oh right, I had a video. I make videos with that game for some odd reason. Although I also already have the next game lined up. And I will not say which one it is. All I can say is that I'll try acting. I know, it's something I suck at.
Viewer discretion is advised. I hold out my hand. 990 nods at me, and he takes something
He
out
looks
of his coat.
like a
It looks like a blade of some
Speedwagon.
kind. It's got a sharp edge, at least. Before I have time to ask what is going on, he brought the blade down through my wrist, lightning fast. Hello, everybody. I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you SCP Foundation Keter Class Object SCP-990.
I still find his name hilarious.
SCP-990, also known
wink,
as
wink.
the Dream Man, is a humanoid figure who took shape in a normal human male, dressed in a Cold War-era business suit with a hat. He always appears in the dreams of Foundation personnel. Thus far, no Foundation personnel have encountered 990 in the real world. Presently, there have been no reports of 990 appearing to non-Foundation personnel. SCP-990's existence
it's the
came to
Foundation's
light when
problem
several
only.
agents discussed having dreams involving a similar individual. Numerous other agents reported dream sightings of an individual matching the description of 990. The first time that SCP Foundation acknowledged 990 as a Keter-leveled threat was after an event later known as Event 990-07. The following was what happened during Event 990-07.
Pray
An
tell.
agent failed to report for duty at his signed time. He was instead found in his quarters, asleep. The agent had been asleep for roughly 18 hours, and
Ooh.
all subsequent attempts to wake him were unsuccessful. After a period of time, he was transported to the medical bay. After over 40 hours of sleep, the agent finally awakened in a highly agitated state. He was reportedly ran through the facility, yelling loudly about the end of the world. Even after being heavily sedated, all of his bodily functions remained in a dangerously accelerated state, increased heart rate, high blood pressure, etc. The
Oh
agent
dear.
described a man matching the regular appearance of 990. According to a doctor's report, the agent described with great details a series of events that would lead to several tactical nuclear missiles being launched into mid-Europe and Eastern Asia.
Hey, I live
If
in
this
Europe.
crisis happened, it would ultimately exterminate
Fucker.
nearly 98% of the human race and destroyed the human society indefinitely. The agent claimed that the information had been outlined to him by SCP-990 while he was trapped within his dream. A mobile task force was dispatched to eliminate the initial threat that would begin the chain of events. It was successful, and the crisis was averted.
Holy shit.
However, the agent did not survive his ordeal
No
and died
shit.
of shock-like symptoms. Since
Fucking
Event
ads.
990-07, 990 has appeared to many Foundation personnel and made similar threats. As of yet, no situation on the scale of Event 990-07's has occurred. However, 990 has successfully predicted the deaths of 3 SCP doctors, as well as the destruction of Watch Station Epsilon 38. Any threat made by 990 should be reported to Foundation authorities, regardless of its severity. Foundation personnel are considered free to converse with 990 if he should appear to them, and are encouraged to try to obtain information from the subject
Sup,
regarding himself.
dude?
Additionally, anyone who can determine whether or not SCP-990 has a corresponding body somewhere in the world will be well rewarded. In spite of being seemingly
That's not
harmless
gonna
for most
happen.
of the time, 990 poses a potential serious risk to the Foundation of releasing information to others via dreams, and so risking to break the Foundation's anonymity.
Oh.
Therefore, 990 is primarily classified as Keter. Due to SCP-990's nature, of which he was currently never seen in real life, no special containment procedure is brought out thus far. Any and all ideas for the containment of 990 are welcome, regardless of who suggests them. The following is an interview
Shove so
conducted
much
between
shit
the
up his
SCP
ass,
doctor
he's
and SCP-990.
refusing to appear.
Although the interview was not recorded until the doctor awoke, but his memory has historically been highly accurate and reliable. In the interview, 990 called himself Tony when introduced, but then changed his mind and called himself Richard. And when asked about the unfortunate events he predicted involving the Foundation, he replied, "I'm not the bad guy here. It is SCP." The doctor replied in doubt. There is no SCP with that designation, and there won't be for some time. Well, of course not. She hasn't even been born yet, much less classified by your Foundation. 990 answered with a mysterious look on his face. The below report is written by
mean,
a SCP doctor.
In a
called
way,
it
he's trying
the
to
standard
prevent
dream report.
certain events
He
from the
filed
future
the following
in the
report
future
and
from happening.
forwarded it to the director of Site 17. The
Huh.
report was subsequently transmitted to Overwatch Command.
Overwatch, the game.
SCP-990 is dressed in the same suit, looking the same as ever. I recognize him immediately. He's the clearest element in any dream he visits. His face changes a lot from dream to dream, but this time it is changing from one moment to the next. I attribute it to the high stress of the past couple of days. He tells me he's going to show me some things. I feel apprehension, and I wonder what burnout ruin he is going to show me, because that has to be what this is about, right?
Doubt it.
Our time has come, and this is going to be what awaits us. I try to wake up, but I can't do it, and it feels like I'm sitting at the bottom of a pool, and I can't make myself to go to the...
Not gonna lie, but in that case, if I would see the end of the world, potentially, I would just go, meh.
surface. I don't think I've felt
I would not
panic
give
like
a
that in
rat's
dream
ass.
before. 990 shakes his head. I can't tell if it's him keeping me here or if it's the dream itself. We have never been able to figure out what kind of control he has. He says,
I am going to guide you, but I need something of you first.
and he points at my left hand. It's a dream, right? Even with all of the things we've encountered in this field, I've never seen anyone harmed in that way. I hold out my hand. 990 nods at me, and he takes something out of his
Seriously though, for
It
some
looks
reason
like
he
a
reminds
blade
me
of
of
some kind.
Speedwagon from
It's
the
got a sharp edge, at
JoJo
least.
anime.
Not a knife, more like something from a lawnmower or some piece of industrial machinery. Before I have time to ask what is going on, he's brought the blade down through my wrist.
And
light
there goes
fast.
his hand.
I look at my hand, terrified, and I'm sure that it's going to fall off, and blood is going to start spraying any second. But nothing
then-
happens. I stare in shock for a few seconds. The pain is real, but I'm afraid to move my arm because my hand is going to fall off if I do. 990 looks
Huh.
sympathetic, and he tells me that I can move my hand. Then he says, "We are out of reach of 001 now, and we can talk." I wiggle my fingers, and they work like they should, but my hand is numb. The feeling is disconcerting, yet the sensation of panic from earlier is gone.
Huh.
Things feel more like normal now, except for my hand. He looks at me. He's got my face now. I get the impression that I am someone else now. Feels like a woman, but I am not certain.
Oh, come on, that's
Identity
one
shifts a little as we
strange.
talk. He tells me that he can give me 3 revelations before 001 finds him again.
Oh
Suddenly,
dear.
we're sitting outside, in the night air, under the stars. There are 9 moons in the sky,
Huh.
varying sizes and phases. I'm in a child's body, but he's still me. He finally speaks, holding up one finger. "You are not in your proper place," he says. I ask him what that means. Me, personally? The Foundation?
The
Mankind?
world.
He ignores me. He raises his second finger. 05-2 is absolutely correct. And she is disastrously wrong. The reference to specific Foundation personnel is unnerving. I start to speak, but I can tell he is not going to listen. The
Oh
third
dear.
finger, the third revelation. He leans in close to me. This is the trickiest one, he tells me. He asked me to commit this one to memory
You
above
are
all others,
fucked.
and so I have for this report. This is the last thing he said to me before I woke up. The primary mover behind what we know as SCP-001, above all other things, is love. That was when I awoke at my workstation.
Eh.
Remember to check out my new animation channel, TheRubber Talks, where I
Really? That's kind of a weird ending, though. I mean, just instantly ending the video and cutting to, hey, check out my other channel. Not gonna lie, but that's something I really don't like. If you just suddenly cut it and just do like a different thing, but yeah. If you hear something, by the way, in the background, yes, I'm looking at you, you little shit. That's my dog eating very loudly. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I'll be making. So yeah, bye.